set. It's true, the four girls are back together again. Everyone back from their various things.
Yep.
Tell us where you've been the last few days. What have you been doing?
Well, well, last week I was gone to Colorado and New Orleans, and this week I was in Houston. I was over in Houston yesterday, so I drove back last night to do this show, but then I'm leaving tonight after 8 to go back to speak tomorrow at 10.
Tell me what your talks are usually about. There's a
You
common
all.
thread in I knew it.
We give you great material every morning.
No, they're about attitude.
Yeah.
They're about laughing and having fun and letting life lead you instead of being so focused on controlling.
Amen.
You know, I love spontaneity. I love it. It's always worked for me. And, you know, something comes along and you say, oh, let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. And always, there's a huge lesson in it. It may be the wrong move, but what do we learn from? We learn from mistakes. Those are the big lessons
You
we
learn
learn
from growth, yeah.
So it's about that, and it's about I can do that, and saying yes, like we've all said yes to doing this show. You know, it's just about life. Just live.
I feel like we need to come on a road trip with you once, all of us. Like get an RV and all of us hit the road. Oh, you sneezed. I thought you were crying.
I can just see
really
Courtney in an RV.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun. I
And
definitely
we'll-
want to go see you speak,
And we'll
though.
I
record
want to hear you
it.
talk.
Me too.
We'll record it and we'll follow you there and
And then we'll sit in the audience and
we'll
cheer for you.
Yes.
And we'll bring signs and cowbells.
Well, I'm doing a thing in Fort Worth for the breast cancer. It's a huge survivor conference. You all come to that. I'd love for you to
Well,
come
when
to
is that?
That's like, I think, September the 7th or something.
need to get that
that's
on
like
the
4
calendar.
months away. We'll put
Yeah,
that on the calendar.
but that's a good one to see because it's a really big crowd, and I do everything from 40 people to 200 to 300 to 19,000. I've done as many as 19,000.
The next time you have next time you have a speaking engagement in Austin or Houston, someplace close, we can do that. That would be really fun.
Road trip.
Road
Why am I
in
the only
an
one
RV.
excited about taking a road trip in an RV?
Because you're the only one
excited.
in an RV.
I'm with you, girl.
And you've been gone. You were gone for something very sad at first, and then for something that kind of lifted your spirits second.
Yeah, it's crazy because I said it was like a roller coaster ride.
Your uncle passed away.
Yeah, my uncle, who was like a second father to me. We grew up next door to each other, and he was like you. He was just wise. One of those people that when you're around him, he always shared a nugget with you. And so as I sat there reflecting, I could just think of all of the moments and all of the little nuggets he left inside of me, and it was hard. And then, of course, when we were at the funeral afterwards at the gravesite, as I was sitting there and going through that whole process, right next to him is my mom. And
Where she's buried.
yes.
And they'll be buried next to each other.
well, it's my mother, and then it's going to be my father, so we have a little reserve plot for him, and then my uncle's there. But right now, they're beside each other.
That gave you comfort, doesn't it?
Girl, I don't know, it about tore me up. I was a mess out there. I mean, I just couldn't stop crying. It was as if I was reliving my mother's passing again. So
And your mother passed away how many years ago?
20 years in June, so
And
next
it
month it'll be 20
still
years.
affects you to
Oh.
this day.
Oh, well, we saw that. We remember Mother's Day. It was so difficult.
Yeah,
for
it's
you.
crazy. I mean, it's still an open wound. I tell people every year I think I'm healing, that I'm getting better, and that I'm over this. Never.
And you know, that is a great lesson, Pat, for people who grieve and people around them say, okay, it's been a month now. You
Yeah,
need
time
to,
heals,
You need to
time
get back to
heals.
life.
No.
You need to get on with it. Grief
Right.
has no time limit.
It doesn't. And what I've learned, because for so many years I suppressed my grief, thinking I need to be over it. You know, I need to get over this. You know, life has to go on. But I realized the more that you embrace it and you take that moment to just grieve, to miss that person, to think about all the memories.
That's right.
Then you move on.
Because you go with the grief rather than resist it, because you know
It
that
will catch
saying,
up with you.
What you resist persists.
Exactly.
And the more you try to get away from it, the more you can't get away.
Yeah, you have to go
until
through.
you go with it.
You have to go through the fire instead of around it, and it's
Exactly.
just
That's
exactly
it's the
right.
scariest place to go.
And let me tell you, so the blessing was that it was so hard, right? You know, like I struggled the whole time. Plus being around my family, and my dad's 85.
Well, and your sister had a
aunts.
tough time with it as well.
Exactly,
Of course.
and literally, y'all, I was in the back with her. You know, I told you all she's
Yeah.
a mortician. She prepared the body.
Oh, she
my
did.
gosh, yeah. So that's like a whole nother segment I'll tell y'all about. But anyway, so fast forward, then we came back for one day, and then we were out at Dancing with the Stars because we sold that auction package at the gala. So we had 2 families we took out there, and I thought, there is no way I'm going to be able to host.
Like,
Wait,
how are you going to
had
pull it together?
2 families bought that?
Yes, they paid $40,000, went to our charity to help underserved kids to go with us to Dancing with the Stars. So there's some pictures of us out in, that's Jacoby.
Oh my gosh.
And you met Jiggy the Palm.
Y'all, first of all, Jiggy, I called him Giggy. My daughter said, Mommy, it's not Giggy,
Oh, and
it's
there's
Jiggy.
Sean and his lovely
Who
fiance.
is
Catherine.
Gigi LaPalme?
That's what I said.
Jiggy the Palm is Lisa Vanderpump from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That is her dog. That is like kind of a big deal. This dog like has this personality and its own Twitter handle.
It's crazy.
And this dog has like a following, and everyone is obsessed. And she goes everywhere with this dog. Like everyone is obsessed with this dog.
Because he's the star.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, y'all, let me tell you. So when the dog walked out, apparently with her, I don't watch the show, but my daughter, Jasmine, loves it. So when the dog walked out, our guests were like, Pat, can you please take a picture? Can you please take a picture? So I, get my picture out, and out of respect, I asked Lisa's husband, can I take a picture of the dog? He goes,
Ken.
Oh, Ken, right, Ken.
Who's British and like so cool.
He's so adorable. So he goes, well, I can do better than that. He hands me
The palm.
Exactly.
Jiggy.
Jiggy. I never can say
Jiggy.
it right. Diggy's Jiggy. Gives me Jiggy, and then takes my camera and takes a picture of me and the dog. So I tweeted out, you all, I got more responses.
That's what you said.
About
That's hilarious.
Jiggy on Twitter than I did about my grief at the funeral on Saturday.
That's right.
Nobody.
Jiggy the
That's
Palm
right.
is
I'm serious.
actually
Well,
Look, you're
nobody
matching.
responded.
You and
match.
Jiggy are matching.
That's what my daughter, she goes, Mommy, y'all are matching.
Jiggy the Palm is actually in the news Summer
How
by
do we
Bravo
get Jiggy
like
the
ad
Palm
campaign.
on this show?
Right? That's
How
what
do
we
we
need
get
to do.
Maureen?
Can we book
Maureen,
Jiggy?
our booker extraordinaire, she's going to be
Trying to
working
call
on
in
that.
a
I'm sure.
favorite Bravo.
There would be people lined up down the street to get in here,
Oh, goodness.
including my daughter.
I wonder if the
it's
dog gets paid for the show, like the rest of the stars of the show do.
well.
That's
She ought to work
interesting.
that deal,
interesting.
Wait,
right?
just Google it and find out.
That's right.